discuss is nominal versus real GDP. 1. Nominal GDP. Nominal GDP measures the total value of all goods and services produced in a country during a specific time period, valued at current market prices. This means that it uses the prices at the time of measurement without adjusting for inflation. As a result, nominal GDP reflects both changes in the quantity of goods and services produced and changes in the price level. Key characteristics of nominal GDP. Current prices. Nominal GDP is calculated using the prices at the time of production, which means it doesn't account for inflation or deflation. Value changes with price. Since it uses current prices, nominal GDP can increase or decrease not only because of more or fewer goods being produced, but also because of changes in prices. Examples of nominal GDP. Imagine that in a given year, the economy produces 100 smartphones, and each smartphone is sold at $1,000. The nominal GDP from smartphone production would be 100 text smartphones times 1,000 text dollars per smartphone equals 100 text dollars. Now imagine that in the next year, the same economy produces 100 smartphones, but the price of each smartphone increases to $1,200 due to inflation. The nominal GDP would now be 100 text smartphones times 1,200 text dollars per smartphone equal $120,000. This increase in nominal GDP reflects the rise in prices rather than an increase in the actual production of smartphones. Limitations of nominal GDP. Inflation effects. Nominal GDP can give a distorted view of economic growth because it doesn't account for inflation. If prices rise, nominal GDP might increase even if the actual amount of goods and services produced remains the same. Misleading growth comparison. Comparing nominal GDP over time can be misleading if inflation has occurred, as it may seem like the economy is growing when, in fact, it's just the price level that's rising. 2. Real GDP. Real GDP adjusts nominal GDP for inflation, providing a more accurate measure of the actual growth in an economy by isolating the effect of price changes. It reflects the true value of goods and services produced by holding prices constant, typically using a base year to account for inflation or deflation. Key characteristics of real GDP. Constant prices. Real GDP is calculated using prices from a specific base year. This allows for a comparison of economic performance across different time periods by removing the effects of inflation or deflation. Measures actual growth. Real GDP focuses on the quantity of goods and services produced rather than changes in price levels, making it a better indicator of economic growth. Examples of real GDP. Using the same smartphone example, let's assume the base year price of a smartphone is $1,000. In the first year, the economy produces 100 smartphones and the price is $1,000. The real GDP using base year prices is 100 smartphones times 1,000 text base year price equals 100,000 text dollar. In the second year, 100 smartphones are still produced, but the price rises to $1,200 due to inflation. However, real GDP is calculated using the base year price of $1,000. So 100 gay text smartphones text base year price equals $100,000. Even though nominal GDP increased due to inflation, real GDP remained the same because the actual quantity of smartphones produced didn't change. This shows that there was no real economic growth in terms of output. Importance of real GDP. Accurate comparison over time. Real GDP allows economists to compare economic growth over different time periods without being misled by changes in price levels. Better for measuring growth. It provides a clearer picture of whether an economy is producing more goods and services or just experiencing higher prices. Example of real GDP with growth. Let's expand the example to show economic growth. In the third year, the economy produces 120 smartphones, but the